This made sense, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So many questions have come up throughout this day. I do want to talk about, again, with the co-creator mastermind group. I have a deliberate creators group. We meet weekly. And I have heard, the benefit of being with more people than just with yourself. And when you spoke earlier about long as we're all in alignment. But I did want to just kind of get more tips of more that we could do with our group to get the most benefit of us meeting weekly.
We would gather some sort of intentions and ask everyone to focus on them and do their best to agree on them. And that would be, don't come to the group to work out problems. Yeah. In other words, come to the group to enhance solutions, which is sort of what we were just talking about with the massage also. Mm-hmm. Don't come to sort out the problems, because it all you do is amplify them and light up problems that are dormant in others, and then you have sort of collective group complaining time. Mm-hmm. The next thing that would be part of our agreement with one another is, don't come with an agenda either, other than the agenda of coming into alignment and co-creating together. And we would change the name. Instead of calling it a deliberate creating group, we would call it a let's get together for a really lot of fun group.
That's what we named it first. That's so funny.
Yeah. 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 And if you don't feel like having fun, stay home. Because you'll live through it, but there's no point in you messing up the fun the rest of us are having by bringing your problem to the group. That really is the way that we would approach the group. Awesome. And then those of you who really mean it, only 2 or 3 of you have to really mean that, and those that are using it for some other reason, they'll just sort of bounce right out of the group. And more who are looking for the benefit of alignment will join you. Yeah. And there is nothing more exhilarating than to be with a group of others, or even with any other, or even with yourself, when you are meaning what you say, that I really care about the way I feel, so much so that I'm guiding my thoughts and my conversation in order to enhance good feeling, not to stir up bad feeling. Humans have a sort of misunderstanding. You do. You kind of do. You think that you have to find a problem before you can solve it. And we say, well, there's some step 1 into that, because in knowing what you don't want, you know what you do want. But once you find the problem, what you do want is alive and well over here in your vortex. Focus on that. And that's what you want the group to be about. Focusing upon the desire, focusing upon the solution, focusing upon the desire, focusing upon the fun, focusing on the flow, not focusing on the problem or the blockage. Really good. And we really like, and we want to point it out, how every time that we take the time to converse with some friend in this hot seat over more than one issue, it's almost always the same thing, no matter what they talk about. Because there is that blockage that they're trying to overcome. And so you just keep coming at it another way and 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 another way. That's sort of, and life just keeps delivering it to you till you work the bugs out of it. So how do you work the bugs out of? So here you are, you've created a vibrational atmosphere, didn't even know you did it, and then this happens and this happens and this happens, and you start to notice this sort of common denominator. What does that tell you? You got a bugaboo going on that you could soften a little bit, and so how do you know you've softened it? The stuff stops coming. It stops coming. So if we were standing in your physical shoes, the way we would be approaching this deliberate creative life is we would be doing our best to get up and get off on the right foot and milk it as much as we could and talk about things that feel good and watch things on television that feel good and talk to people that feel good and listen to music that feels good, which is not an easy thing. Valentine's Day is brutal. It's just brutal. But as you are determined to find things that feel good and find them, and find things that feel good and feel them, and find things that feel good and feel them, what you begin to notice is your life just fills in with things that match that. Really good. Really good.